Hello everybody. So this is basically a couple week update on the Enya Go. Been playing it a bit and here are my thoughts. I haven't changed anything on it yet. I've just kept it just as it came out of the box. Well, that's not totally true. I did change the truss rod. I loosened it up a quarter turn because there was this buzzing sound that was driving me nuts, so I had to take care of that. The action in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I would say between 6 and 7 frets, the action's great. 7 and up, the action is pretty horrible. Eventually, I will have to take this to a luthier and have this ground down a little bit and have it adjusted. It's about $60 to do that. I think that'll take care of some of the issues I have with the guitar. Overall, guitar's fine, plays great. I don't use most of those frets anyway. I mostly stick at the top. For the most part, everything plays really well. The only problems I've been having is with my F major, which I was actually able to do it that time. But it buzzes. First off, it buzzes. You can hear that. It doesn't really do it on the B major. I take that back. It does buzz with it. There we go. If you put a lot of effort into it, you can get the buzzing out of it. But the problem is, in my opinion, these come with D'Addario 12 strings, which are really stiff. And I mean, they sound good. I'm not complaining about the sound, and they are playable. But it's just they're painful to play after a while, so you get tired rather quickly. And my left hand has got a lot of arthritis and stuff, so it's tough to play as it is, let alone having to use the extra pressure for the strings. Don't get me wrong, it's good exercise for the hands, so I'm not complaining. But I usually use 10/11 Martin strings. That's what I usually use. And I'm going to actually change this to these strings. And we're going to do a before and after sound test. So I'm just going to do a few chords. Just a D, D7, F, G. We'll try that F major again, which I gotta admit. There we go. Not bad. And then our B major. B7. G7. Anyway, it plays good overall. My complaint is not with any of the actual playing, and it will be fine for what I'm going to use it for, which is mostly outdoor playing. But I would like to try and get some of the buzz gone, which I think is mostly me, because I don't have enough hand strength at this moment, which I'm going to have to work on a little bit. But I think that by changing the strings out, it's going to get better and easier to play, much like my other guitars. This is not a problem I have with a lot of my other guitars, believe it or not. So I do think the strings are having something to do with that, because this is not the string I would normally pick. So I'm going to switch them over, and then we will try this again. And you can compare the sound and your opinion, and tell me what you think. Anyway, gives you an idea what it sounds like beforehand. And overall, sounds great, feels great. Yes, the action's a little high down here, but it's still playable and stuff. It's just annoying. Whatever. It's not like I'm whatever. So what I'm gonna do, change strings out. We'll do another recording, same exact stuff. I'll paste all this together. Then you'll have an idea if this is something you want to do on your Enya Go. But overall, happy with it. I think it's going to work out great. A few little adjustments are necessary, and you'll get that on those cheaper guitars, which, let's face it, this is pretty good value for money. I mean, even if you were to leave it just the way it is, it's fine. But like if you were learning on this guitar, it would be a little more difficult, okay? All right, so I'll be back in the future with the fixed, well, the change. Thank you. All right, so I'm back. I got the strings switched out. I've been playing it for maybe a week with the new strings. Now I got the Martin 10, they start at 10 to whatever, I mean the light strings, and it changes the tone a little bit. It's a little lighter, and now the good news is I can now do an F major without it getting crazy on me, and I can do a B major without it getting crazy, so these are good things. So these were, the strings did what I wanted it to do. It still has a little bit of buzz here and there, but it's really not that bad. It's very playable. I would say I got everything I expected to get out of the strings. So the rest of it, I really think this guitar eventually needs to be set up professionally to get rid of the rest of it. But for the most part, so this is, you can, if you really get crazy, you can hear the buzz. But if you're not really getting into it, it's not too bad. Anyway, but so, as you can see, it seems to be playing, it rings a little bit more, I think, now. Kind of like a Martin would. So the strings are helping with that. So it definitely changed its voice a little bit. It's a little less deep, it's a little ringier. I kind of like that. So that's kind of where I'm at with it. So again, if you find that the guitar is a little hard to play with the original strings, just go to a lighter string and it'll make a big difference. I did have to adjust the truss rod just a little bit, quarter turn loose, but I do think this bridge needs to be brought down a bit, and it's kind of hard to show it, but it definitely has a heck of a lot of action on this side, and I think that's contributing to the buzziness, really. So until I have a professional look at that, that's how it's going to be. But it's very playable. I could definitely see taking this out and just messing around with it when I'm camping, and that's kind of what I was planning on doing. So that's what I'm going to do. So the guitar, for the money, is a pretty good deal. If it holds up well in nasty conditions, which I've been actually leaving this out in my car. I've been leaving this out in the trunk so that I could just take it out and play with it once in a while at work during lunch or whatever. So that's kind of what this guitar is going to be. This poor thing's going to spend a lot of its time in the guitar, this guitar I should say, is going to spend a lot of time out in the car, in the trunk, and then I'll just pull it out whenever I want to. This is not going to be an indoor house guitar. This is going to be an outdoor, you know, nasty weather kind of thing, ready to go. It has kept its tune pretty decent, you know, no worse than any other. The cold does affect it, which I was surprised, but it does affect it, just not as much as it would with a wood guitar. So that is my Enya Go update. The next update will probably be when the weather gets a little nicer out and I can really play with it outside. So that's where I'm at. Thank you. Bye.